Hey, it's Dr. Kate Walker. Welcome to Thursday 30 Facebook Live for Texas Counselors Creating Badass Businesses. It's February 3rd. February, we are going to share the love. How are we going to do that? Well, through social media, through sharing awesome content, sharing our friends' content, getting Google reviews, learning how to SEO and all the things. And we're going to start that conversation right here. Now, something I promised, there's something new. Step It Up community is starting today. For a limited time, you can get into this group where I'm going to talk about more stuff. Now, why is that important? Because some of us need a little bit of time to get to know these concepts. Thursday 30s are wonderful, but they're only 30 minutes. And let's face it, I never really go 30 minutes. I always cut you short. So Step It Up community, look for the link in the thread so that you can join the community if you want to. If you want a little bit more, if you want to step it up, I'm going to have things like Q&A live with me for an hour, like ask all the questions. I'm yours. I'm going to record interviews with folks who know how to do this stuff. I'm going to put up 2 new trainings every single month devoted to the topic where I really go in depth. It's everything I can't do in this Thursday 30. And I'm going to charge you a little bit because it's going to take me more time, y'all. I mean, I'm looking at putting so much into this community so that you get whatever you need out of it in order to take your business to the next level. Why? Because you know the drill. You're too important to lose to things like going broke, going out of business, not knowing the rules, burning out, and giving up. Hashtag counselors don't quit. Hashtag counselors for life. And we have more badasses. I can't even begin to tell you. Just sit down for a minute. Everybody take a seat, grab some coffee. Got your coffee? Because I've got a list to go through of all the new badasses that have joined this group, Texas Counselors Creating Badass Businesses, in the last 2 weeks. So let me begin. Welcome, badasses. Tatiana Rojas, Amanda Evans Wiesenhunt, Molly Aldina, Stephanie Christine, Aisha Tayfun, Jody Spencer Counseling, Portia Gordon, LPCS, RPTS, Alex Arbor, Delilah Elizabeth, Danita Gallegos, Jamie PK, Abby Wilson, Zelma Hernandez, Diane Todd Gilbert. But wait, there's more. Yes, I'm scrolling because we had 30 badasses join this week. Ready? Here we go. Are you sitting down? Everybody's still sitting down? Got your bacon? Got your coffee? Here we go. Welcome, Samantha Hoover, JJ Robinson, Brenna Ainsley, Tammy Welfel Fisher, Jamie Delgado, Lex Jolo, Connecting Hearts Wellness Center. Beautiful name. Janet Lease, Ashley Bowen, Catherine Tallinghast Urquizu, Adriana Kaufman, Savannah Parnell, Hannah Nicole, Jason Cole, Claudia Ocampo, Stacy Nunez, Sonia Jensen, Julie Christine, Ray of Hope Counseling, love that name, Caitlin Story, Joy to Be, Tiffany Olivas, Ella Garza, Tiffany Marie, Stephanie Franklin, Sarah Brita, Denise Pat Castillo, Amante Gonzalez, Jason Stewart, and Lynn Harper. Let's get to work. I can't talk through all the stuff, all the amazing things that this group can offer you. But please, first things first, go to the featured posts. Featured posts has free mentoring. Click the button, you'll see a thread full of folks who are willing to have virtual coffee with you and show you the ropes at zero charge. And these badasses know their stuff. They've been in business for a while. They know their practice and they can help you, right? The other thing, look at the ticker. See this thing going below me? It talks about our mentor of the month. And this month we're featuring Amy Wine. Amy Wine is going to talk about her practice and how to make the best week ever. And she's going to go through everything. She does her systems, and she has such a badass practice, y'all. She does a podcast. She has several therapists. She has a building. It's really a neat way to find out how folks are doing it the right way. So tune in to Amy Wine. If you couldn't tune in to Craig Alsop last month, we're going to post the transcript of his presentation in the Step It Up group. So watch out for that. Also, look, if you are a supervisor, or if you're not a supervisor, make sure you tell your supervisor, let them know that we have the consultation group with Dr. Jody Elder coming up in March. And this month, we have Texas Association for Counselor Education and Supervision. Their midwinter conference will be in Arlington, Texas, and I will be presenting on rural counselors connecting with people who need them. So let's get going. This month, all about share the love. Let's take you to something I lovingly like to call the Google machine. Now, why is the Google machine important? Let me double check, just make sure we got everything going. If you can't hear me or somehow this isn't coming through, make sure you post it in the text. Also, post your questions in the text, right? Post your questions. Let me know if there's something that you want me to cover. I've got another computer going over here, so I feel kind of like NASA right now, right? So post your questions and I will go over here and grab it if I can. Looks like we got 3 people watching. Welcome. I'm so glad you're up on a Thursday for this badass day. So Google machine, what can Google, my Google, teach us about business? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do Google My Business. Boom. You get a search listing, of course. Now, if you're logged into your account, and this is important, you look in this top right-hand corner and you're going to see what account you're logged into. Now, if you're like me and there was a time I had lots of kids in the house, I might have several accounts listed here. But for my purposes, I have 2 accounts, one for my business, Kate Walker Training, LLC, where I do the training, no client stuff. And then I have Achieve Balance, or All About the Family, where I do have client stuff. So I'd created 2 Google accounts. It just made things a little bit easier. So when I go into, I got to make sure I'm in the right account, and I click Google My Business and I sign in. What I'm going to see is a console, and this console is only going to be available if you have verified your business in Google. And Google does it the old-fashioned way. They send you a postcard, right? So they want to verify that the place that you say you are is the place you say you are. And it makes sense, right? You can't just drive down the street and say, hey, I'm going to Google verify that business over there. Well, they're going to mail a postcard to that business. And if they didn't authorize that, obviously that's not going to happen. So with your Google My Business, you're going to scroll and you see over here on the left something called reviews, right? And this is where you can see all of the reviews for your site. But on the home page, this is the cool part: manage reviews, latest reviews, and get more reviews. So you can share, there's that word, right? February, love, share the love, share the share. When you click this, you're going to see the link to share with friends and family so they can give you a Google review. Now, let me be real clear about that. When Craig Alsop talked to us last week, you don't want a disingenuous, is that an oxymoron? Is that too many words? I don't know. But you don't want a fake review, right? So don't send it to your grandma and say, Grandma, give me a great review. Send it to your colleagues. Guess what Texas Counselors Creating Badass Businesses is full of? It's full of colleagues willing to give you a good review. If you have been in a class with someone and you've heard them present, you can give a review. If you have ever presented to a PTO, you can send the link to those participants and they can give a review. If you've ever worked in a hospital setting with various staff members and they really find you super professional, you're on time, you're on top of your work, you're really good with people and the patients in your hospital, then those other staff members can give you a review. Anything that speaks to your ability to be professional, to be caring, to be nurturing, all of the things that we try to be as a counselor, you can invite colleagues who legitimately have seen you perform, work, present, you name it, and they can provide a Google review. As a rule, we do not ask for reviews from our clients, either current or past clients. It's just a conflict of interest. We don't do that. So when we talk about in February, sharing the love, the first thing I encourage you to do is in this thread, share the link to your Google review or connect with somebody in Badass Businesses and says, and if you know them, and say, hey, I know that you sat through my presentation on theories back in fall of 21. What if you liked it? Do you mind giving me a review, because I'm trying to get my business going? So what are the steps? And remember, we'll talk about this more in the Step It Up group. You got to verify your business, get your business. Once it's verified, you will get that nice dashboard. And let me go back to that. The dashboard that looks like this, with so many things that you can do. And every time you do that, Google loves you just a little bit more, and it pumps you up in the rankings. So sharing reviews, sharing the link to get reviews is an excellent way to start to make your Google presence a little bit more omniscient, right? Whatever. We want you up in the rankings. So sharing the love. How about if you share information about a colleague? So one of the things, I'm not a fisherwoman, but I've gone fishing before, so that makes me an expert. When you go fishing, sometimes you hire a guide. What does the guide know? The guide knows where other fish are. Well, so does Google, right? Google knows how to categorize you with other experts. If you sound like an expert, if you reference other experts, if you put content out there that shows that you know what you're talking about. So the other way you can share is to share content, reliable expert content, blog posts that can be verified, blog posts with references. So let's say you want to do a post about infidelity, right? If you're going to do a post about infidelity, you can share content from the National Institute of Mental Health. You can share content from universities. You can share your friends or colleagues' content. If they have a great blog post, if they have a great resource. Folks, we're not competing with our colleagues, okay? I want to make this very, very clear. In this month of Share the Love, we are not competing with each other, okay? Your colleague is also saving the world with better therapy. There is enough to go around. If you share their content, they share your content, you're both really benefiting from that. Google's going to love it. And in the meanwhile, you've got clients who are now going, wow, these two folks know each other. This is incredible because I love my therapist. Oh, well, they're not talking to each other. Confidentiality, right? But what we have is a great fishing spot now, to go back to my metaphor, right? Great therapists hang out together. How do great therapists hang out? Great content, right? They share content. You know that blog that you never use on your website? Start it by sharing content. Get a great photo, put a great picture up there, put your content, share your friends' content, and at the bottom, put a call to action. Now, sharing your friends' content, ask their permission, reach out to them, send them an email, say, hi, I really love this article you did on infidelity or recovering from infidelity, how to do a great apology. I know on my website, achievebalance.org, and my blog, I've got how to make a great apology, how to know when someone is, when to forgive someone, how to forgive someone. I talk about boundaries. What is a boundary? Because I'm a marriage and family therapist. That's what I work with. I work with couples who struggle to set boundaries with each other and the things out in the environment that aren't good for their marriage. So write a blog about it. Then invite your friends to share. In this thread, in this community, Texas Counselors Creating Badass Businesses, when it's the lemonade stand. I mean, I think we're at 1,800 members of Texas Counselors Creating Badass Businesses. And what do we have in the lemonade stand every week? Maybe 7 people sharing a little bit. If I started a thread on Tuesday just called Share Your Content, Post Your Blog Posts, would you be brave enough to post? Part of this is you have to be brave enough to share yourself. Share the love means sharing you. You've got to have the confidence to know that what you're doing and how you were trained makes you competent to help folks who need you, right? That's your specialty. You're helping folks recognize they have pain, recognize there is a way out of the pain, and recognize you're the one who has it. Now, you could spend a ton of money taking different courses. Heck, take them from me. I got a lot of courses, right? But the Step It Up community is going to be something where you can get everything you need in one place. It's not going to be thousands and thousands of dollars. It's just, let's dig in a little deeper. Let's make sure that you know what you're doing, and let's put out some great content so you can keep sharing saving the world with better therapy. So share content, share reviews, create a blog, borrow a blog, contact your colleagues. Hey, can I borrow your blog? If you have a group like mine, Texas Counselors Creating Badass Businesses, post your blog in the proper thread. And when the lemonade stand opens, post your blog. Hey, folks, you know what? I just want to share my blog today. Let me know if you like it. And post away. If you like it, say, oh my gosh, this is a great blog. Can I share it on my website? We're going to have people doing backflips because there's so much sharing going on. So that's my challenge to you today. If you know how to do a Google My Business and you want to jump in there, share your Google review link in this thread. Share a blog in this thread. Share a question in this thread. I dare you to do that. And then all of this month, we're going to talk more about ways that you can share the love. And I'm going to get you ready because we have a practice grant giveaway. All those folks who donated $3 and then Kate Walker Training matched it, we're giving away $500 in March because, March, St. Patrick's Day, pot of gold. So watch for information how you can enter a practice challenge. Actually, look for it here because I'm going to put it in the thread. Please post your questions. Please post your comments. Let me know what you'd like to cover in this month of Share the Love. I'm going to post everything that's happening in the Step It Up community where we're going to just dive a little bit deeper. All right, guys, that's all I got. Remember, you're too important to lose to things like not sharing the love, not putting out a Google review link, and not finding great content to put on your site. All right, we've got to make you a nice, shiny object so these clients can find you. Remember, your other therapists aren't your competition. All right, your competition is doing nothing, just doing nothing. All right, so get your butt in gear. Let's do some sharing, and I will see you guys next week. This is Dr. Kate Walker with your Thursday 30.